one has married Rose.
Rose all glowing with virgin blushes say, is anybody going to marry you today?
Hour by hour and day by day, months have passed away.
There is rose as bright May-day, soft as rose as warm west wind, sweet as rose as new bouquet, rose is queen of maidenkind. Rose all glowing with virgin blushes say, is anybody going to marry you today? Fair is rose, soft is rose, rose is the queen of maidenkind.
Nay, gentle maidens, ye sing well but vainly, for Rose is still heart-free and looks but coldly upon her many suitors.
It's very disappointing. All the young men in the village are in love with her, but they are appalled by her beauty and modesty and won't dare declare themselves. So, until she makes her own choice, there's no chance for anybody else.
This is perhaps the only village in the world that possesses an endowed corps of professional bridesmaids who are bound to be on duty every day from 10 to 4. And it is at least 6 months since our services were required. The pious charity by which we exist is practically wasted.
We shall be disendowed. That will be the end of it. Dame Hannah, you're a nice old person. You could marry if you liked. There's old Adam, Robin's faithful servant. He loves you with all the frenzy of a boy of 14.
Nay, that may never be, for I am pledged.
To whom?
To an eternal maidenhood. Many years ago, I was betrothed to a godlike youth who wooed me under an assumed name. But on the very day upon which our wedding was to have been celebrated, I discovered he was no other than Sir Roderick Murgatroyd, one of the bad baronets of Ruddygore, and the uncle of the man who now bears that title. As a son of that accursed race, he was no husband for an honest girl. So madly as I loved him, I left him then and there. He died but 10 years since, but I never saw him again.
But why should you not marry a bad baronet of Ruddygore?
All baronets are bad, but was he worse than other baronets?
My child, he was a curse.
But who cursed him? Not you, I trust.
The curse is on all his line, and has been ever since the time of Sir Rupert, the first baronet. Listen, and ye shall hear the legend. Sir Rupert Murgatroyd his leisure and his riches he ruthlessly employed in persecuting witches. With fear he'd make them quake, he'd duck them in his lake, he'd break their bones with sticks and stones and burn them at the stake.
This sport he much enjoyed, did Rupert Murgatroyd. No sense of shame or pity came to Rupert Murgatroyd.
Once from the village green a palsied hag he roasted, and what took place I ween shook his composure boasted. For as the torture grim seized on each withered limb, the writhing dame mid fire and flame yelled out this curse on him. Each lord of Ruddygore, despite his best endeavor, shall do one crime or more once every day forever. This doom prophecy came true. Each heir who held the title had every day to do some crime of import vital, until with guilt or pride I'll sin no more, he cried. And on the day he said that say, in agony he died.
And thus with singing cloyed has died each murgatroyd, and so shall fall both one and all, each coming murgatroyd.
Whither away, Rose? On some errand of charity, as is thy wont.
A few gifts, dear aunt, for deserving villagers. Lo, here is a Buffy DVD for old Gaffer Gaddaby, a set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom, and a pound of chewing tobacco for the poor orphan boy on the hill.
Oh, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some gallant youth happy for life. Rose, why dost thou harden that little heart of thine? Is there none hereaway whom thou couldst love?
And even if there were such a one, verily it would ill become me to tell him so.
Nay, dear one, where true love is, there's little need of prim formality.
Hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover to the knocker of a workhouse door, with naught to call mine own save a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette, little wonder I have always regarded that work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hallowed volume, composed, if I may believe the title page, by no less an authority than the wife of a Supreme Court judge, has been through life my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts, I have learned to test the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who speaks with his mouth full, or puts his elbows on the table, I look upon as a lost creature, and he who has not acquired the proper way of driving through a roundabout is the object of my pitying horror. There are those in this very village who bite their nails, dear aunt, and nearly all are wont to use their cell phones in the theatre. In truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further, but behold, I've said enough.
But is there none among them who is faultless in thine eyes? For example, young Robin. He combines the manners of a Marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
And even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy, and saith not.
If somebody there chance to be, who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I could point him out to you. But here it says of those who point, their manners must be out of joint. You may not point, you must not point, it's manners out of joint to point. Had I the love of such as he, some quiet spot he'd take me to, then he could whisper it to me, and I could whisper it to you. But whispering
and trim. Then I could hint as much to you, and you could hint as much to him. But here it is in plainest print, it's most unladylike to hint. You may not hint, you must not hint. It says you mustn't hint in print. And if I loved him through and through, true love and not a passing whim, then I could speak of it to you, and you could speak of it to him. But here I find it doesn't do to speak until you're spoken to. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes. Don't speak until you're spoken to. Poor aunt. Little did the good soul think, when she breathed the hallowed name of Robin, that he would do, even as well as another. But he resembleth all the youths in this village, in that he is unduly bashful in my presence. And lo, it is hard to bring him to the point. But soft, he is here.